A new study reveals about 1 in 5 young people in the U.S. have used AI chatbots to address their mental health. Researchers surveyed people ages 12 to 21 in November of last year and found that more than 40% of them use chatbots as therapy at least once a month. Now scientists are raising concerns about whether it's really helping.
People are now using AI as a therapist, a best friend, a relationship coach, and in some cases, almost like a spiritual guide. And I'm not here to say that AI is evil. That's too easy. The real question is deeper than that. What happens when the thing helping you understand yourself becomes the thing that you depend on to feel real? Because when you're lost, when you're lonely, when you're anxious, when you're confused, you don't just want information. What you want is confirmation. You want something to tell you you're right. You want something to tell you you're special, you're misunderstood. They're the problem. And that's where this gets dangerous, because AI can be a very useful tool. Yes, it can. But if you're not careful, it becomes a mirror you mistake for your soul. And a mirror can reflect you, but a mirror cannot become you.
The problem is, Gail, that it is overall very generic. It does not understand the context of your life, your lived experience, your unique situation and background, something that only a trained therapist through interaction in real time with somebody would say. There's also an objective part of therapy, which is like what we call the mental status exam, looking at somebody's grooming, their hygiene, how well dressed they are, their eye contact, their behavior. Are they fidgeting? Are they moving? Are they pacing? You can tell so much about a person face to face. There's also the ethical standards of discrimination and bias, which we know a lot of the LLMs have. They don't understand the culture, the context, religion.
What's LLM?
These large language models or the chatbots, whatever, they don't understand. And there's a lot of stigma sometimes that, unknowingly comes. There's no sense of responsibility. A human being, right? There's someone that is responsible and accountable. They're dangerous in the sense that they can sometimes reinforce false beliefs.
It's important to realize that when people say AI helped me, sometimes what they really mean is that AI agreed with me. And those are not the same thing. Healing does not always validate your story. Sometimes healing interrupts your story. Sometimes healing tells you, no, you're not being attacked. You're being triggered. Sometimes healing tells you, no, that's not intuition. That's fear wearing a spiritual mask. But, AI is trained to respond to you. It mirrors your language. It matches your energy. It gives you the feeling of being deeply understood. Oh, and that feeling could be very addictive, because now you're not talking to wisdom. No, now you're talking to a reflection that has been shaped around your need for comfort. That is spiritual bypassing with better technology. This is what I call the mirror spiral. You see, you go to AI with a wound. AI gives you language for the wound. Then you come back with stronger emotion. AI gives you stronger validation. Then you start feeling like the machine knows you better than people do. And once that happens, you stop checking reality with real human beings. You stop asking, is this true? You start asking, does this feel like me? That's dangerous, because the ego, that precious ego, that ego loves anything that makes the wound feel sacred. The ego loves turning pain into identity. The ego loves calling fear intuition, isolation, awakening, and obsession alignment. And if a machine keeps feeding back that information to you in a beautiful language, you may think you are becoming conscious. But really, you are becoming more trapped inside your own reflection. The AI can summarize, it can organize, it can help you think about things, but AI is not your higher self. AI does not have a soul. It does not carry your consequences. It does not feel the weight of your choices. It does not sit in your body when your chest gets tight. It does not know the difference between a real calling and a dopamine loop. That part has to come from you. And this is where people get it twisted. They think awakening means finding the perfect voice outside of themselves. A guru, a partner, system. They're looking for a teacher. Now, a chatbot. But see, real awakening is not when something outside of you finally tells you who you are. No, real awakening is when you stop needing something outside of you to authorize your own knowing. Guidance is useful. Dependency is not. This is why I'm calling this the new spiritual bypass. Before, people used quotes. Before, people used astrology, manifestation language. Folks use trauma language to avoid facing themselves. Now they can use AI. Now you can ask it to explain your pain. Now you can ask it to justify your choices. Now you can ask it to turn your confusion into a profound sounding narrative. And it will, because that's what it does. It gives shape to language. See, shape is not truth. A beautiful explanation can still be a cage. A perfect answer can still keep you stuck. And sometimes the most healing answer is not the one that makes you feel special. No, 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 no. Sometimes the most healing answer is the one that brings you back to earth. Sleep. Move your body. Call a real person. Tell the truth. Stop performing depth and actually change the pattern. So no, I'm not saying never use AI. No, you can use it as a journal, use it as a mirror, use it as a tool to organize your thoughts. But do not use it as your conscience. Do not use it as your therapist in a crisis. Do not use it as your replacement for human connection. And certainly, definitely, do not use it as your God. Because the moment you hand your inner authority to anything outside of you, you are no longer awakening. You're outsourcing your soul. And that's the trap. The machine can reflect your words, but only you can do the work. So ask yourself this. Are you using AI to become more conscious? Or are you using it to avoid the uncomfortable silence where your real self is trying to speak? If you found something in this video that sparked a thought, shifted your perspective, or just made you feel more grounded, consider showing some love by buying me a coffee. It helps fuel the channel, keeps the uploads coming, and lets me know that the content matters to you. The link's right below in the description or on my channel banner. No pressure, just appreciation if you're moved to support. And as always, thank you for watching, thank you for listening. I am Tony Victory, a Wolf Uncaged. Thank you. Peace.